It all started with a video game.
Oh God, no! Oh, I'm running! I'm sprinting! I'm sprinting!
During the 2020 pandemic lockdown, I invited my buddy T to join me in Phasmophobia.
And it was the lockdown diversion I needed. But as we were easing out of the pandemic, I got a phone call from Phil asking me,
how would you like to do this for real?
And now, here we are. Just two dads
living their best life
while investigating the afterlife.
Talking to the camera?
We could talk to the camera
now.
Well, we're talking to the camera now. Okay, so we are getting ready, Phil.
Oh, yeah, we are getting ready.
We are getting ready.
We're
going to be doing the Factory of Fear.
Where? Where is this?
Well, this is the Candy Factory, man. This is the Candy Factory of Manassas, Virginia. This is where you and I came in and just kind of reaffirmed everybody's suspicions. Not really fears, suspicions.
I think this place is haunted.
Yeah.
I think this place is haunted.
Yeah. Well, as part of the whole Factory of Fear experience that we're going to be doing as, I guess, our Halloween special, which means I'm going to be editing a lot of video at the end of this weekend.
We're just going to throw it at you.
I will not do that. I will not do that. But what I will do is we are going to film this dress rehearsal experience, which is going to be as close to the actual experience as possible. And then there's going to be a lot of screaming. It's just going to be a lot of screaming, accept that.
I don't know if I told you this, T. I've never done a haunted experience before.
What?
Yeah, so I don't know how I'm going to react.
Not even Disney World's Haunted Mansion?
Well, I did the Haunted Man's different.
No, the Haunted Mansion is like that's like the top tier. That's the top echelon.
It is?
Oh yeah.
Really?
Tech wise, it's now. Is it as jump scary as say?
That's what I'm talking about.
No, that's different.
I haven't done the scare things.
You don't have to sign a waiver for the Haunted Mansion at Disney.
Were we supposed to sign a waiver tonight?
Apparently.
Uh-oh. We were?
Yeah, they had a waiver. They got a waiver.
Don't worry. Strong ticker right here. We should be good. Yeah.
We're so smart.
We're not the most graceful.
We're so freaking smart. We're so. The ARTFactory's first ever haunted house attraction, the Factory of Fear, did live up to the hype. Phil and T gathered up their courage and faced what nightmares awaited within the factory's brick walls. A wonderful balance of storytelling, creepiness, and jump scares. Before opening to the general public, T returned to the Candy Factory for a preliminary investigation. For this special Halloween presentation, OSI focuses on the ARTFactory's third-floor theater to answer the question put forward to them by cast, crew, and staff. Does paranormal activity change after a night of thrills and chills? Let's find out. Welcome to the Factory of Fear. This is the haunted house attraction at the Candy Factory. And it was hella fun last night. It was hella fun. Hella fun. I'm just getting some baseline readings because I did say, I told everybody that I was going to maybe, get live some, that's too flimsy. Some of my reactions to the haunted attraction here, but then I was told, well, yeah, but that might spoil the event for folks, and I said, you're absolutely right. Oh, Spence, this does not disappoint. This is so much fun. It was so much fun. Just enough balance of jump scares and creepiness, and I had a great time. And we got some great B-roll. But right now, what I want to do. I think I can borrow this. All right. I think I'm going to put a rum pot out here. All right. So I got a REM pod. Out. Oh, congratulations on 5K. Thank you for the congratulations. Very, very happy. And yeah, because this is just the baseline, I'm just, and a lot of times the whatever's here is going to react while there's conversation going on. I want to go on ahead and just get the conversation going, so I'm keeping an eye on chat. But yes, we hit 5K, and I could not be happier. We've hit 5K. Now let's see what else is open here. I'm going to try a few things in the bag today. All right. So I got a few things I can try. That's good. Just want to make sure I don't break anything. Now, do I need spare batteries? I don't think so. We're running pretty light. I know that Val is coming to the event because Val mentioned it, so very exciting. But we have plenty of. Hey, Sly Gamer, good to see you. Okay, I'm gonna put this one's Tesla. I'm gonna put Tesla down here. Okay. And now I'm just gonna give a little bit of space while I fire off the Paratech. Oh, yeah, I still have a stash of them. Well, if Val wants to drop some off for us, that's more than okay. It's more than okay. All right. Oh, you know what? Let's try the yes/no. Let's try the yes/no mode. I've never done the yes/no mode, so I want to see if I can give that a shot today. So hello. I don't know if you recognize me from my visits here. I'm T. My buddy Phil will be coming tonight. But we're helping out with... Wait. Hang on. I want to explain what's going on here, okay? Wait. Now, I have not used the yes/no mode, so wait. That's interesting. The idea is that I have basically taken this Paratech and turned it into something similar to the. I turned it into something similar to the to Chuck, the Flux 2, right? So I'm T. And if you don't recognize me, because you say no, you don't recognize me. I was with a group of people that came here last year and the year before. And we reached out to make ourselves known and to talk to you for a bit. Heard a knock over to my left. So there is a haunted house attraction happening here right now. I wanted to find out what you feel about it. How you feel about it. First off, are you okay with this haunted house being here? If you're okay with this haunted house attraction to help people get in the mood for Halloween, if you're okay with it, I have a device in my hand that allows you to say yes, no, and of course, wait. I'd love to hear your opinion. Are you okay with this haunted house? you okay with what's going on here, with everybody coming in and getting a little spooky? Now, there are several other ways you can communicate with me here. I've got a box over there, and you just saw that little puck. I just saw it spike up to green. If you get really close to it, you might even make it go from green to red. But here's all these different ways you can talk to me right here. You can just say yes, no. On this box in my hand, you can make that little puck that I call Tesla. You can make that different colors. And then there's this box with a silver stick. And you don't even have to get close to it. All you have to do, you don't even have to touch any of these devices. You get close enough, and you and I can have a conversation. The ghost could be waiting till the end. That's why, Scott, we call this a baseline, just to get an idea of what it's like. Oh, you might have gotten a reaction from that, Scott, because it just said yes. Maybe the ghost is waiting till the end of the event to cast judgment. Everybody's a critic. Now, I'm not here to have you do parlor tricks. I'm not having you here to. I'm not here to have you perform for me, even though we are in a theater. But if you just want to let me know that you're here, these devices can't hurt you. Yes, it is, Cass. Yes, it is. Because that will be the second night of the event. Here, I'll even show you how this one works. Making the lights go off. Making the lights go off, and didn't even have to touch it. Let me see how we're doing here. I just want to... Yep. This is another one where you just get up close to it. I'm just going to take a few minutes here. I'm just gonna spend a little bit of time here just to see if you want to let yourself be known. If anybody in chat wants to ask a question, I will gladly pass it along. But in the device that's here in my hand, you can manipulate it to say yes or no. Just like that. Just like that. You're not upset that the folks here at the candy factory are doing this, are you? You're not offended by this action. Well, that is not their intent if you are. That went yes right away. No, it is not their intent. It is not their intent at all. The idea is that they are doing this as a fundraiser. They're doing it to keep the lights on, keep people interested in the place. Yes, yes it is. In fact, after everybody has a good old-fashioned Halloween scare, that's when Phil and I come in. And we do our little hijinks. Hey there, Screaming Dragon. Welcome on in. So, we just want to get an idea how you feel about the haunted house attraction. Get an idea of what you think. Well, that's a good question. So I have a friend of mine that I'm talking to right now on the device that's now in my hands is asking me, are you concerned about people possibly hassling you, bothering you, upsetting whatever peace you may feel in this house right here? No. Okay, no. An answer no. Good. Good. Because the people that are here, they are lovely people. And I just heard movement behind this wall, but that can't be because there's a brick wall on the other side of this. Okay. Here's another question. Am I talking to Edwin, perchance? I know sometimes he hangs out in the bathroom, but Edwin, are you and I talking right now? Really? Edwin? Oh, wow. I know I'm hearing knocks around me. You're a bit of a prankster, Edwin, I know. We still talk about you, by the way. Still talk about you. No? It's all good talk. It's all good talk, Edwin, I promise. But I'm curious, Edwin. Are you enjoying what could be coming up today? No, that's a helicopter flying overhead. Are you excited, Edwin, about the possibilities? It's true, Scott. I think it was Edwin that likes to hide in the bathroom. Well, not hide in the bathroom, but he likes to prank people in the bathroom. But that's not my question, Edwin. My question to you is, are you curious about what's going to be happening tonight? The device in my hand also captures sound. So if you want to make your presence known, whether you're Edwin or somebody else. Interesting. You're not necessarily excited about it. Oh, this is another good one from my friend Val. Are you planning on adding some of your own pranks to the haunted house tonight, Edwin? You planning on Maybe tugging on somebody's hair. Maybe giving someone's jacket a pull. Are you planning that, Edwin? Okay, I'll wait. You take your time to answer me, Edwin. Still hearing a lot of knocks. Now, could that be just the windows and the panes of glass kind of expanding and contracting? Could be. Could be. Okay, I'm going to make the assumption, Edwin, that no was about you pranking people. Now, I'm not going to encourage you either way. You have to make that call. Just don't hurt anybody. Just don't hurt anybody. Okay, so the train's coming in, and I want to see, I want to see what happens with the REM pod, because there's a possibility, chat, that the REM pod, or rather I should say the train, the accompanying train, might be so close to the REM pod it might actually set it off. Something I just learned from folks over at Hill City Paranormal, so let me see if that happens. Just got a yes. I also have the REM pod at a very high sensitivity, so this will be a good test. Now, what's also interesting about this yes with the incoming train is that Edwin was one of the young teenagers that was sadly killed while they were killed by a train while joyriding through Manassas. Now, Edwin, just because you were joyriding, yep. Oh, I just got another yes. Just got another yes on telling that story. Now, Edwin, just because you were joyriding does not necessarily mean that we're disrespecting you or your memory. Apart from Edwin, is there anyone else here that would like to make their presence known? Either through that device over here or the device by the tent. Okay, that's good to know. Because it looks like the train that just arrived has not in any way set off the REM pod. But if the REM pod was close enough, yeah, it would go off. All right, so I'm gonna get up and go. I'm gonna go to someplace else. I just want to get some baselines for the night. Now, Edwin, if you want to follow me, you're okay with that. I'm okay with that. If you want to follow me around, I'm cool with that. Okay, I am cool with that. I have never used Paratech in the yes/no mode. That was interesting. Oh, they left the lights off. They left the lights off for us, I guess.
Okay. Oh, you know what? This works. Let me get my little light on here.
I'm glad I put the light bank on then.
Okay. There we go. Oh, this is actually nice and spooky. So
yeah.
I think if we are to probably go through this arch here.
We can. So you just follow the light.
Got some lights.
Everybody watch your step, please. Thank you. And if I recall,
Well, I've got some photos. Thank you very much. All right, let's see. We can. I think. If
yeah,
you
we
go-
can't get by here. So, Phil, I need you to
Is
come
it
up.
a wide open space for us to get
There's a
by?
wide open space, but somebody's got to hold up the tarp.
Okay, let's open up the tarp. We got time.
I have nothing in my
And that
hands.
should give us access to the
I have nothing in my hands.
main area.
Go. So we come
Watch
through.
your step right there, too.
Yeah, watch this step here. Watch this demon here. Okay.
We'll delete that part from the recording. Okay, this is actually freaking awesome.
Do you want to now, Phil?
I'm saying, why don't we just do this kind of area? This
kind of area?
It's a little bit more open.
All right.
A little bit more open. We can just start and get a nice conservative group. And as we set up some of our stuff, I will give our disclaimer to our. You guys see okay? Sure. Okay, beautiful. So this is how we typically start our investigations, by stating our intention to the space, saying, hello, whoever's here that we cannot see. You might remember us. I'm Phil, this is T, and we're just back here tonight to connect with you. We're not expecting you to do any silly tricks. We're just here to learn your stories and give you an opportunity to make your presence known. But again, we're here purely out of respect. And so if you would like to communicate with us tonight, the friends that we brought along with us, well, that would just be fantastic.
Okay.
And
So-
that's how we start.
I should have asked this question of everybody. Has anyone ever done this before?
Oh, I beat you to that
I
question.
did find it. Okay.
I did. And the answer was, I think, a no all the way around.
Okay. So, if you've ever been fishing, you know what it's like being on a paranormal investigation. It is, if you took 3 hours of fishing,
Where's the beer?
I'm getting there. That's after.
That's after.
We call that the victory lap.
Come on.
We call that the victory lap. Friends don't let friends investigate drunk. But the way the way paranormal investigation goes is a lot like fishing. It's going to be in a 3 hour period. It's going to be 2 hours and 55 minutes of nothing. Us in the dark, or a little bit of light, just getting a feel for the space and doing a lot of listening. Then there's 5 minutes of devices, hopefully, devices going off. And people going, why is this going off? Why is this happening? What's going on? I'm questioning my life. I'm questioning my life's choices. All within 5 minutes. All within 5 minutes. So,
Put that back there a little bit.
so you got something back
I
there?
just stuck the REM pod back there.
Okay. Do you have anything by
Can we,
the
can we
tent?
dim that down just a bit?
Yeah, I can. Do we have anything by the tent?
We don't have anything by the.
I've got. I think I have Mel with me. If Mel's with me, we can put Mel by the tent.
And then we'll give you guys a rundown of what some of these things are. And then I'll start Anubis going.
Okay. You want to do this?
Yeah, let's start off with Anubis. So what this device is, I don't know if you've watched the ghost hunting shows, they use a device called the Optimus. This is very similar. It's made by an independent developer in Scotland. Makes some very cool things. Essentially works in the same principle. There's a word bank in here, and then different environmental parameters will trigger certain words or phrases to happen. You make them happen, and then you'll get some kind of response. And at times it can be very eerily accurate. And T was having some experiences today when he was trying to get a baseline of the activity that was like spot on, where like the staff would be walking by and it said staff, or he was having some, so it was adjusting a light. That's him. Is that you, T?
Yes, this is me.
That's part of the rule. If you bang something or make a noise, you say, that was me. T, it says, do not go in there. You think that's in reference to you, buddy?
If it is, oh well.
So who would like to hold this and read off the responses while we're up here at this
All right.
point? Let's see, what else?
So we have. So we put out. We put out. Is that your REM pod? Was it?
REM pod's going
Just
off.
called me a sister.
Did it now?
So we had a couple beeps on that device over there. Is it possible to turn the brightness down on that light?
Phil?
Or turn it, or any way to angle it away?
I
from the
will
group?
angle it away from the group.
Okay, that's good.
All right.
Because then I'll put my IR on the rest of us. So that high-pitched beeping noise was...
And that was Mel over there.
So then if you heard another high-pitched noise over there, so both REM pods are going off right now. The way those work is they generate a static field, and if something breaks that field, it'll set off the tone. And the closer something gets to it, the higher pitched the tone will become.
Could I just shout this out?
Could you step away from that for just a moment?
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
What did it say?
I hate this place.
Ooh.
Don't tell them what to do, man.
Now I will say this. From today, I had the REM pod working over there. I had Mel over there doing her thing. She didn't go off once. We've already had
Two REM pods go
two
off.
REM pods go off. That higher pitched one, that was telling me that it was probably the red light.
Oh, there's mine.
And there goes Phil's.
It's bad.
It's bad.
Okay, so let's have a talk then. Why was it bad? Are you upset at what's going on here?
Well, earlier it said my home, but
My home.
sister than my home.
Okay. And we've had
That's
some
interesting.
female interactions up here in
Yeah.
the past as well. And it could be that.
Wow.
What?
Can I say I am not surprised?
Okay. You can say that.
You can say that.
You gotta find it.
And if you all have any questions you want to ask of the space or see that REM pod is going nuts over
Yeah, I
there.
think I might have to take my camera over
Why
there.
don't you go take a
Actually,
peek
let
over
me
there?
take the FLIR over there.
And you can check that out. We'll stick here, this one, but if anyone wants to follow T over there and see what might be going on.
Is this a REM pod or
And that's another REM pod over here. So
different style?
it's a different style, similar or same philosophy, but this one has a temperature gauge on it, so it'll detect
Hey, Phil?
temperature drops. Yes, T.
Actually, no. If someone watching me over here can just confirm what did it say?
Have regrets.
Have regrets. Don't we all?
Someone could just confirm something for me. There's a black spot. Am I standing next to it on the FLIR?
Yes.
Yes.
Just want to make sure of that. And again,
Now it's crawling after you.
all right, you watch yourself.
Now my REM pod's going on.
So this is where my REM pod is.
Mine's almost in line with yours, just on the opposite side.
Feel hopeless.
So there's some down energy here.
And there is and I would also say about this too is that this is way more active than it was
When you were here today.
when I was here today. When I was here today, very little was going off. So I'm going to come back in here. And for those of you who saw the stream earlier today or saw the on demand, you know
Good night.
Good night.
You know that I was here.
You know it's probably been a long day for you here. We understand that.
Are you okay if I take a seat here?
All right, I need
Could
some
you
volunteers.
interact with this device?
I have 2 recorders. Who would like to hold a recorder for me?
Just let me know if it's okay for me to sit.
interactive. And you can just let it.
If I don't hear
run.
anything, to the contrary, I'm just gonna have a seat here, okay?
All right, I got one more recorder. Anyone?
Just hold.
Yep, just hold it. Yep, that's right. Okay.
Can I say,
and if anyone wants to come with me back
Can
in
you s-
this, I'm
Can
headed
I
back
say
into the
I'm
dark
not
area
impressed?
right now.
Surprised.
Oh, surprised.
And there's a pumpkin on the floor that you might
Well-
want to watch out. Yes, T.
No. I said well, not Bill. I was just gonna say, well, if you're not,
Are we too close? Do you want us to take a step back?
that's on.
If
that's
you'd
on
like
Phil's
us to
side.
take a step back, maybe you can make that stop beeping.
He hit my
Okay.
head.
So we'll
Hit
go
my
back
head.
a little bit. That's okay. We get it. This is your space, and we're not here to crowd you in any way.
So here's another
We're
terrific
dueling.
device
We're dueling, T.
for ghost hunting. What was that?
I said we're dueling.
Yeah, I know.
But we can hear you, so I want to hear what you have to say because I'm sure it's a pearl of wisdom.
I'm trying to judge and time it right. But according to your Anubis, they got a critic up here. What did it say?
A critic.
devil.
The devil. Okay. Now, you don't have to scare us with the D word, whether it's devil, demon, or otherwise.
Which honestly, we have had moments where it seems like the spirits, for lack of a better description, or the ghost, who knows what, try to get a rise out of us and use some of those catchphrases, demon, devil.
Do not ask me again.
Woo. Okay, now it's getting spicy.
It is
Getting spicy. So this will be probably one of your most affordable pieces of gear if you ever decide to go into
Oh,
ghost.
did you break out the cat balls? On your
I
side?
did.
All right. Then I'm going to copy it.
You go right ahead. But these cat balls are
You narrate, and I'll be like
Yeah.
a flight attendant, and I'll do the. Did you steal my cat balls, Steve?
I did not.
I know you didn't. This is kind of part of our shit.
Sad.
Have you ever figured that out?
And Anubis just said sad. So there you go. Everybody's a critic.
All right,
So-
go back to explaining the cat balls so I can.
So these cat balls are set off by motion. And the other thing about these cat balls is they do not go off
Pick up face, Steve.
unless, I'm working on it, unless something bats it. So right now we've got a cat ball out here in case it picks up motion.
Behind you.
Yes, Phil is behind me,
Set this up.
but I just saw the REM pod go off. I just saw Mel go off over here.
You did?
Yes, so let me just see. Are we talking to Edwin? Edwin, is this you? If this is Edwin, go ahead and touch that silver stick again. It's not gonna hurt you.
I did.
I did.
Would you please do it again?
I'll tell you, there's this figure back here, this mannequin, whatever it is extra creepy. The way it's silhouetted by the. I don't know if you guys have seen Hell House. It's a.
So if this is
found
not
footage
Edwin,
horror
it's
films.
up here.
That's exactly what's happening.
Are we talking to a Civil War soldier?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. See what I'm talking about?
I
I'm gonna
touched
go
you.
say hi.
Interesting.
So, is there anyone on this side of the theater, or are you all spending time with T over there? This could be.
Well, they just said I touched you, but
bad idea.
if
No
you're
one's touched me
curious,
yet.
the notion is that if you are touched by a spirit, it'll feel like cobwebs. Now we have to be careful because in the Factory of Fear they do have some things that dangle.
That's a good point. They do.
I will stay with you.
The touch can feel
Ooh.
creepy, as he was saying.
I think they're warming up to us, Phil. They just said I will stay with you, and there's your REM pod, correct?
Okay, and you're welcome. You're welcome to stay with us.
Absolutely.
In fact, we encourage it. Remember, we have been here with you before. We helped you make a connection with the staff here, who was a little unsettled at first by your presence, and I think that relationship has really grown.
We're
And,
listening.
and we're just here to do the same thing tonight with our guests.
So the thing about these different apps, whether it's a physical app, a physical application like Anubis, or if I wasn't doing a live stream tonight, if I had GhostTube, which is an app that I use, they're randomly generating these words and phrases.
Help him.
Help him. Phil, they say I need help.
Yeah, that's no comment
Yeah,
there.
thank you, Phil. Thanks for the backup.
Hey, I got you, boo.
Yeah, I know you do. I know you do, boo. But you always have to be very critical of how they work.
I can't help you.
See, that's interesting.
That's very. But see, when this is where the
Sassy.
random generators, the random word generators really do. Now that is not paranormal. That's somebody's Alpine car system.
Red Pod again over here. It's really singing.
And one of the things that I find fascinating about all of these devices is when they don't behave like you see on the shows. Like, for example, you'll notice we heard this going off.
They're following you.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, are you following me on this side? I'm just gonna take a seat for a minute, if that's okay.
But I do find it funny that now the REM pod here is
Are you telling me
silent.
that's not okay, or you're okay with me sitting here? If you're okay with me sitting here, maybe you could step away from that. I'm gonna take that as kind of okay.
In a
You're not
minute.
sure yet?
In a minute. Interesting. It feels like whatever
Are you new to
the
this space?
whatever is working the Anubis, it's not being very random. I'm gonna walk by here if that's okay.
If you're not new to this space, can you touch that silver stick again? You've been here for a while.
Just gonna give this cat ball a little more space.
I was here before.
I was here.
Oh,
Did
now
you hear the question I just asked?
what was the question
I
you
said, are
said?
you new to this space, or have you been here?
And you got I was here before.
You just
Okay.
said, I've been here before.
So let's try this question again. Am I talking to Edwin? Edwin, are you here with us right now?
Shifting locations to get a different spot.
No, we should. We should. Well, one thing we've already proven. This put as jeez. This floor is right now showing way more activity
Than when you were
than when
here.
I was here today. When I was here today, it was wild.
And honestly, even we get a fair amount of activity when we investigate here,
I don't understand.
but this is the most concentrated in a short period of time,
Yeah.
which is really interesting.
I don't remember when we came here to a formal investigation. We had this much.
Yeah, maybe over the span of 4 hours.
Oh, sure.
Not over the span of 40 minutes.
No.
So I'm gonna come get that music box over there right now,
And I'm gonna grab my gizmo on the other side as well.
and we're gonna head down.
Leave now.
Ooh.
Leave now.
Leave now.
Sometimes when they're done,
Yeah.
we were done.
Get
So
spicy.
I'm going to
Get spicy.
this device.
Phil, I say
Yeah.
before we go down to the basement,
Yeah.
we do a quick regroup on the first floor, so we can also exchange out any gear that we want to take down with us to the
Sure.
basement.
That sounds good. I think I've got everything, but yeah, that makes sense. We want to grab a bottle of water.
That would also be a nice thing to do.
Well, thank you for sharing.
Yeah, thank you.
All right, so we're getting ready to head down. We're going to regroup on the first floor, get some waters. It's been a very busy night here on the third floor. As I was saying to the group earlier, it was we've had a lot of activity here in our previous investigations, but it was a lot of activity in a very concentrated period of time. So. And just to kind of give a sense as well, when we go out and do an investigation, we might be investigating for, is that you, T?
That's me.
Okay. We might be doing this for 3, 4, 5, 12 hours. So it's usually not moving through areas so quickly, right? Which gives you a little more time to kind of get a sense of the space. The fact that tonight we've already had a bunch of stuff happen in a very short period of time, again, is pretty uncommon. We don't really, in our experience, we haven't really had it happen to that degree. So it does make me wonder, is it related to the haunted attraction? Oh, REM pod hit. Here. That might have been yours or might have been mine. Again, we're parallel tonight.
Yeah. Okay.
So I'm going to pass around a device for people to play with a little bit. If it
This one's
starts
going up
working
over
as
here.
it's
Yep.
supposed to.
I'm watching it.
Ooh. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. Would you mind stepping away from that, please? Thank you very much.
So T has set up his REM pod on the other side of the curtain. I don't think there's enough space for us all to squeeze back there. But what I'm gonna let folks kind of pass around, this is essentially, it's called a FLIR. It picks up heat signatures and cold spots. And it said that spirits or spiritual energy can manifest at a different temperature. We've caught some interesting anomalies in this of something that looks like a person leaning out, where there's no person there clearly.
Coolest thing we caught though with the FLIR
I'll just
was
let you all kind of take turns with this,
we were
passing it
in
around,
Gettysburg.
kind of seeing what it's like.
Yeah, and for those of you who are in the paranormal, you're like, okay, they're at Gettysburg, full stop. We actually caught two small children holding the hand of a friend of ours. He had his hand out and he said, something's holding my hand. And I heard Phil regress to like a 10-year-old on Christmas morning when he said, look. And I looked.
It blew my mind.
Yeah. So, I was actually going to work on paratech.
Yeah, let's break that puppy out.
So,
in 500 words or less,
500
describe
words
the
or less.
paratech.
But the other thing is, when it comes to the gadgets, these motion activated cat balls, pack of 3 for maybe $5. They're the best kind of paranormal detector you can ask for because they're bright, they're silent, and they go off of motion. So I'm gonna put this one here, and I'm gonna put, I put one over there, but I've got a camera. So what, say again?
It's my wife's birthday.
Well, there you go. You know, you can give it the pen. There you go.
Hold on, REM pod going off on the other
Thank you
side.
very much. I appreciate that.
What's really going on?
Now,
If you would like to come over to this side and spend some time with this fine group of people,
Yeah, you're invited over.
you're invited. And we didn't say the most important thing, which we like to start all of our investigations off with.
yeah.
Just a reminder, we know we were here last night, but to anyone in this space, thank you for allowing us to be here, to bring our guests with us tonight, to get to experience your presence. And again, we're here out of respect. We don't want you to do tricks. We're not here to get you to do tricks. We're sure you might be exhausted from all the events of the last couple days. And just know that these events that have been taking place in here for the last 2 nights or so, the staff of the ARTFactory who love this building so much can keep this place taken care of, keep doing the amazing work that they do here, bringing the community together through art, through theater, etc.
Thank you. And yeah, so now we've got plenty of devices out. And we've got devices over there. Now for the devices that you can't see, that's what I'll put a smaller camera on. So I want to go ahead and point out a couple of things. When I did my preliminary, my REM pod went off once, and it just went beep. That was it. You've already seen the difference between how it is now versus my preliminary. The other thing was, so I had Ghost Tube running. It was quiet the whole time, and now we've already gotten a hit off at least one Ghost Tube.
Oh, by the way, the device beeping back there is a temperature puck,
Oh, that one.
and that measures changes in temperature.
So
I'll be right back.
I was asked by somebody in the party, are you going to be using an Oculus? So what I have in my hand is what I call Oculus baller on a budget. This is called Paratech. It has the same thing that the Oculus has, it's just that the word bank is a little smaller. And what it does is that the Oculus and the Paratech, they are devices that will randomly generate words. The theory is that it will randomly generate words, but then whatever is remaining in here will get into here, mess with the circuits, and go, okay, I think I see the word I want to use. So I'm going to go ahead and turn this on. And we're going to let it run for a bit. What did it say? Madison. Uh-oh.
Battery bomb.
Hang on. Unfortunately, this is one of those devices you have to charge. But that's okay. That's okay. I've got plenty of other things in my bag of tricks. That's a disappointment though. I'm sure Phil has his. Okay, so I've got a different device on here, and again, what I like about the Ghost Tube apps is that the Ghost Tube apps all say at the very beginning when you launch them, they say, don't just use this by itself, use it with other devices. So what I'm using here is one of their latest. It's called Ghost Tube C. It is, in my opinion, one of the most subjective, I think I'm using that right, yeah. Subjective in that it is open to your interpretation. I prefer to use this with other devices in the field, but I'll also say this about Ghost Tube Seer, it is some of the most fun that you can have in a serious paranormal investigation, because Ghost Tube Seer has a word bank. You know, it'll generate the same things like words like Madison and stuff like that, but instead of saying Madison or whatever the word is, prison, what have you, Ghost Tube Seer, provided you have an internet connection, will scour the internet for the word that whatever is around you wants to convey, and it will use generative AI to create artwork. Sometimes this thing fires off. It just goes off left and right. Sometimes it is quiet. So far this has only gone off once, but once it goes off I will let you all know, and I will show you what it is that Ghost Tube Seer has created for us.
Team My Ghost Tube just said, how does it work?
And that's the fun part about these word banks. They're supposed to be doing this stuff at random. It's when things start clicking like that it gets really compelling.
Hey, if there's anyone that's here, I have less than your space.
A lot of immigrants in this area.
Well, I've got
It's a
a,
foreign language.
Good question. For anybody that's multilingual, so is GhostTube. GhostTube can actually respond in foreign languages. The other thing too is the creators of this, they have a YouTube show, a very popular YouTube show called Amy's Crypt. It's Amy and her husband Jared. Closer?
I'm gonna leave that right there.
You're gonna leave that?
Music box.
Okay. Because we just got closer on someone's Now, I was gonna say though that when Amy and Jared were in Romania, they were actually doing supposedly one of Dracula's castles. They were investigating what should have been one of Dracula's castles. They asked questions and had Google translate it to Romanian, and it responded in Romanian. So it's a pretty interesting device, and it's a great suite to play with. Great suite. So if there's anybody now, I've been doing a lot of talking, but I want to turn it over to you. You care about generating image.
And as T knows, my favorite thing about Ghost Tube Seer is the chiming sounds.
I might have seen him jump out of the skin once before.
I will turn that thing off. It's distracting.
This is one of the more tamer images that Ghost Tube Seer generated.
From what?
Oh,
What is that image?
So it's
Can
connected.
everyone hang on for just 1 second? I thought it sounded like someone was talking in the
I heard that.
back
too.
corner. Did you hear that as
It
well?
was.
You heard
It
a
was.
voice?
In the makeup room back there.
Okay.
That wouldn't surprise me.
Yeah. So let's
So-
try to be quiet
all right,
for a minute
well-
and see if we can hear it.
I'd like to also ask a few questions.
Let's give it a minute.
I'd like to also ask a few questions.
Let's give it a minute.
This is promising. An EVP caught on the 3rd floor of the candy factory, but on closer inspection.
So let's try to be quiet
all right,
for a minute
well-
and see if we can hear it.
I'd like to also ask a few questions.
Let's give it a minute, just to see if we get any more voices. Since
From a secondary camera, we clearly pick up an attendee whispering a joke, and making another attendee snicker. This EVP is officially debunked. Okay.
You can silence notifications on these apps, which can tend to be helpful, like in large group settings, or if you're, what we sometimes like to do is take a stealthy approach, and we'll go on historical tours. Interesting, and we'll bring devices with us or apps just to keep on for fun, but it'll blow your cover if you have your notifications. Okay, T, go ahead, ask some questions.
So, first question I wanted to answer. How's it doing this? I have this on Wi-Fi. It's connected to Wi-Fi. And instead of repeating the word that was discovered in the word bank, what it's doing is that it is going on ahead and it's just creating an image. GhostTube Seer is creating an AI-generated image based on whatever the phrase is. So you don't necessarily know what the phrase of the word is, but then you have to ask yourself, what did it say?
Open it.
Open it. All right. So let's go ahead and now that you know how GhostTube works, now it's popping on. And then sometimes you get images like that. But here's my question for the people that work in the. Here's a question for the Factory of Fear. Does this look like any of your props?
Close to it, yeah.
It could be. This is where it gets fun. Because then you've got to be very critical about it.
There's one right here.
Okay. So let me ask. Yeah, look at this. Look at this.
What do you
Looks like
got?
I put it there, I remember.
In the garden.
Oh, that's funny.
Now, is this paranormal? Well, you know, no, not really. It's not like it's going, yes, paranormal. But is it compelling? Oh, heck yeah. It's very compelling. Thanks, Bob. Okay.
Did you do the Paratech for them?
It's out of juice,
Well,
which is why you get to pull out your new toy, the upgraded version of Paratech.
and I will not go into a lengthy explanation. This is just a later version.
Yeah.
T, I just got please go.
Similar to the Ovilus.
Please go. Okay.
Well,
Well,
we'll be leaving this space soon. We don't have much time left here, and we've been doing a lot of talking. And so now we want to give
you the floor. So here's my first question. Are you somebody from a lower floor? Or have you have you been here all night? So I asked the question, have you been here all night? Let me get this.
Did someone just hear the door back there?
I just heard the door back there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nobody's back there.
No one's back there.
Okay.
It just left.
It's colder up there. Actually, believe me.
Did you say it's
Warm.
T, I'm gonna head downstairs.
You gonna head downstairs?
Yes.
Okay.
So we're only going to be here for about 15 more minutes. If there's a message you want us to take with us tonight, maybe a message for a member of the ARTFactory staff that's not here.
Is everything okay?
I don't want you to be here.
It actually said, I don't want you in here.
Well, we'll be leaving soon. Okay?
Can you give me a good reason why you want us to leave so badly? Are you upset about what's been going on here for the past couple of nights?
Good here.
Good here.
And again, as we've mentioned too, we are fairly confident that based on what we've experienced here, there's more than one spirit here. So sometimes you could get conflicting responses.
And one thing we have to be, I was going to mention about the voices. One thing you have to keep in mind, there are windows. What did it say?
No window?
What did it say?
It didn't say no.
Yeah, it said no window. I kid you not.
Show.
It's looking for the next word. I kid you not, it said no window.
What I was going to say is that because of the window, if it's popping outside, if people are really enjoying themselves, if there are live bands, because this happened to us, we did an investigation.
I fear it won't help, T, is what it said. I fear it
What
won't
did it
help. I fear it won't help.
So this is another thing that happens a lot on our investigations. The ghosts really don't like it when I go full Dana Scully on them. They really don't like it. And Phil, of course, does not let me live it down.
I don't ever, actually, as a matter of fact. I know we're speaking a lot tonight to kind of give you an idea of what I know what investigating is like. Typically, our conversations are spread out during the course of the night. We have periods where we just sit in silence. Harder to do when you have 90 minutes and you want to kind of give the rundown of just what's what.
That's why we call this tonight what we're doing lightning round.
But I will. It's not very good.
Really?
Yes.
And everybody's a critic.
But I will say this though, what has been very interesting for us at some of the locations we've been to, we tend to get some interesting activity and a fair amount of activity. And we're just kind of sitting in between sessions, talking about our days or talking about what's going on in our lives. And the devices will start going off, and it's almost like whatever is in these spaces wants to be part of the conversation. And you think about it with all the different, oh, she killed me. So I will say, do you remember when we were up here, we had some darker messages on this floor?
We did.
About she killed me, being something about murder, something about mother and sister.
And this is where I tend to say, don't forget the investigation part of paranormal investigation. You have to look, if you start, first off one, I would not recommend, what did it say?
I will move it.
If you want to move it around us right now, you feel free. If my bag is getting in your way, feel free to move that bag away. We'd love to see it.
Actually, there's someone standing over by the back.
She's running SOS.
Right.
So what I was going to say was that I would not recommend, unless you want to know if there's anything in your house, to run paranormal devices in there. It's not definite proof, but it might keep you up at night. So I think that's the first question, the first thing I would warn you about. The second thing is that if you come to a space and you investigate it and you get stuff like that where it gets a little darker, she killed me, things like that, that's when you have to find out what was here before the candy factory. And you gotta remember, there's a hotel here, there was also a Civil War camp here. So there's been a lot of life and death on this land.
There are also workers.
Not always.
But not always, that's true.
There were workers who died repairing the building.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That I did not know.
There's someone standing over by the bag.
By my bag or by?
Yeah, in front of you.
Okay.
He's boxing with someone over you.
Is there someone standing close to me right now? You're welcome to touch me. Bad here.
Now that's not necessarily fair. We've got good people here who are just curious.
For sure. It's so funny though, device-wise, so much quieter on this floor than last night. It's amazing.
It depends on the people.
Of
Still
course,
active.
absolutely.
Selective.
My family. We got a lot of that last night too.
We got that,
A lot of
yeah.
family references.
Now this is getting interesting.
See, that looks like an exhibit that would be like a painting that would be in a gallery downstairs.
Well, look above your head, Phil.
Oh. Oh.
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah.
That's interesting. So we will be leaving soon. Is that okay? Are you okay if we leave soon? Hear me. We
Oh,
are
okay.
trying to listen. So
All right.
Bring it to me.
Bring it to me.
Bring it to me.
we're gonna go quiet so we can hear you. I'm just a girl.
I'm hearing female voices in that direction. Did you hear it earlier?
It was on that side, but from back there, when I was back kind of peeking around the dressing room area,
In the dressing
I
room.
heard it from
Yeah.
that side. That's funny, after you said that to me, the thing that I said right before that was, I'm just a girl.
Yeah.
Are there children here?
There have been children as part of the, oh wait, are you talking about?
Like right now? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, there are.
That's fine. She's 35.
So the paratech just said more energy. We have, there are plenty of devices here tonight that you can take the energy from. I'm sure everyone has a car charger, so they'll be okay.
The devices that play music when you get close to them, they've been pretty quiet. Do you want to brush up against one of those silver sticks? Just let us know you're still with us. I know you're still with us, but-
Yeah. What if the typical thing will happen? When we start packing up.
Did anyone here feel inspired to ask a question?
How many children are here?
It's me.
I drowned. We had something last night.
About
Along
drowning?
those lines. Not necessarily that exact phrase.
I just heard something in the back.
In the back corner.
Yep, that's
That's where I've been for the past 2 days, and it's been weird over there.
Yeah.
Alone.
That was weird. When we did our first ever investigation, it was weird back there as well.
You need to leave now. We're leaving very soon.
But let's make something very clear. We are leaving, but you have to stay here. You cannot attach yourself to anyone here. You cannot attach yourself to any of us investigators.
God?
Was it God? Interesting. But you can't leave with us. You have to stay here.
Can I ask one question?
Go for it.
Keep walking.
Is that directed to me?
There's someone,
I think it was directed to you, Phil said, keep walking.
there's someone to the right
Back
of you
left corner.
doing like boxing.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
What's your question?
I'd love to see your video when it's done, like, you know.
I'm not sure I'm actually videoing.
Oh, okay. Did you,
Yeah.
yeah,
It's not a yes or no, so.
okay.
What has been your favorite thing in this space?
It was evil.
Ooh.
Ooh.
It was Rocky Horror.
Rocky Horror Picture.
That was the temperature talk too.
Rocky Horror. So evil. It was delightful.
There's evil, and then there's Rocky Horror.
Okay.
Delightful, delicious.
I'm trying to figure out who's boxing, who's overlaid you boxing.
Now, is it? Cross.
Good, it says good here.
Good here? Because that's the second time we've gotten good here.
You comfortable here?
Judged.
You like it here?
Judged.
Was that judge or
Judged.
judged?
Judged.
We're not passing judgment on you.
We're not those people.
Now, if you're passing judgment on the folks from Factory of Fear, remember, they did this so that the candy factory can remain.
Undoubtedly. settled here.
We got that.
That's a
last
response to your question, are you good here? Are you, or what'd you ask it? You said
Are you,
something.
are you happy here?
Are you happy here? It says settled here.
We got that last night as well, which again is very interesting. Even though the activity is not as jumping as it was last night, it's still far bigger than when I was here by myself on Friday afternoon.
Was killed.
Second time that was killed.
Well, there was a workman repairing outside and he fell to his death.
Yeah, but that's not the same as being killed. They died in an accident,
Unless he was pushed.
unless he was pushed.
Yeah, we don't know.
We don't know. There's also the issue of
Is it-
A man.
now was killed the man. I would
Unless he was pushed by a man.
now here's where it gets tricky. We would need to know more, otherwise we start building a false narrative of what could have happened here. Because remember, there was also a hotel here. We know nothing about the hotel history. Historic Manassas is very little on the hotel history. The other thing is, we also have the,
Affect lights.
say it again?
Affect lights.
Effect
Do
lights.
it, like those lights.
Okay.
Yeah, go for it. We'll give you that opportunity.
There's some over there, so we forgot to turn on.
Is there?
Yes.
Going back to what I was saying is that you want to try to avoid building false narratives around these.
Tell me.
Yeah.
I am telling you, is that we also have the Civil War encampment that was here. And, you know, people were killed in action all the time, particularly when they were brought in from the field and they were brought here. So you want to make sure that when you're putting together the pieces, that you have those pieces of history behind you to reinforce it.
Not alone.
Yeah,
Maybe not
I
alone.
certainly get that impression that we have not been alone.
I don't feel alone
Got
at
that.
all. But remember, I'd like to remind whatever's here, what was done here in the candy factory, what was done here by the art factory, the factory of theater, it was done out of love. This is not gonna stay. It'll come back next Halloween, but it's not gonna stay.
If we're lucky. Yeah.
We're very lucky.
I want to go now.
Okay, well, you know what? We are going to go now because it is almost 1:30 a.m. So this is the last thing we typically say after the investigation. To any spirits that have been with us tonight, any energy entities,
Hang on.
we politely ask you to stay in your space. This is your space. You're not to follow any of our guests home. You're not going to follow any of the ARTFactory staff or anyone else home. You're going to stay in this space. We're going to return to ours. And next week,
Very heavy.
very heavy. So please stay here. We're going to go back to our spaces. You are not allowed to follow us. Thank you for sharing your space with us tonight. And to our guests who joined us for this
This is
quick
me.
paranormal experience, thank you guys so much. Hopefully you enjoyed yourselves. Hopefully you got something out of it. Hopefully you experienced a little something yourself tonight that you cannot explain. And we'll be back here sometime in the near future to do some longer sessions.
Thank you. Sam.
Thank you very much. That's why we're leaving.
What did it say?
So
Don't make me
don't make me
angry.
angry.
Sounds like what the Giants said last weekend.
So, yeah, I know, this whole time.
It's happening.
Sorry, we just,
This is happening.
I was a little preoccupied, everybody, but we're actually wrapping up because we don't want to keep anybody any longer. But thank you all for being with us tonight. Hope you enjoyed it. Again, on behalf of everybody here, take care, stay safe.
We'll see you in the field.
Good night, everybody.